Welcome back to another episode of Blank to Brand. Today, we are with Damage Collective, a brand out of Orange County, California. We're gonna pick out some blanks, make a design, and print it right here, right now. Let's get into it.
JK.
Just a quick intro with the names. So who are we here with today?
I'm Joe Kelly.
I'm Jake.
I'm Wyatt.
And you guys are Damaged Collective. Where'd the name originate?
This was like 2 years ago. I had like this drawing of a little like monkey flying, and it had this emblem JK on the side, the JAYKAY, because both of our initials were JK, and that was like the initial thought behind the brand. And then we were like, dang, like this, it doesn't look good enough. So we pivoted over to Damaged, and then we wanted our homies to like get involved with it. So we were like, okay, we needed something else. And then we brought Wyatt on, and then he wanted to add collective to it. And it kind of made it so all of our homies were involved, and we can like have the crew part of the collective without being involved in every single step.
Yeah, and kind of the reasoning behind that was like, when I think of a brand, like no brand exists with just one or a few people in isolation. You know, it's like a brand is a whole collective of people, whether it's just like the people running the brand, the people designing for the brand, and then also all of the friends and family supporting it, all the customers that buy into it as well. So any brand is kind of just a larger collective or a community of people, and we wanted to like kind of make sure that we remembered that our brand's always a community and a collective, you know what I mean? The inspiration behind Damaged was kind of, they had named the brand before I came on, and a big inspiration was one of Jake's experiences about 3 years ago now.
Like almost 4 years ago. It was
almost
crazy.
4 years ago,
yeah. Actually
and
crazy.
then also just kind of acknowledging that everybody goes through challenges in life, and everybody kind of has their own imperfections in different ways and in different aspects of their life. And we kind of wanted to highlight a part of the brand, highlight like people embracing the imperfections of life and finding beauty in their human experience.
Instead of stomping on it and like feeling down on like my clothes don't look as good as the next person, like they're happy with what they got.
Embrace it.
Yeah.
You hope people aren't saying they're happy with what they got when it comes to your clothing, but when it comes to
that's why we're
situations in
stepping
life.
it up. Yeah.
100%.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Just appreciate the little moments and things, and appreciate the things that have shaped you into the character that you are today. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so what happened to you?
It was like 4 years ago now. I had a traumatic brain injury. Yeah, I was getting off of work. I was going to go hang out with my homies, and I was skating down this hill. I've skateboarded my whole life. By no means am I bad at skateboarding. So there's like just one of those like chances, like 1 in a million situation where I either hit something in the road, like power sliding, and then I like launched forward.
Holy shit.
Like had whiplash. Spiderweb cracked like the whole backside of my skull, and then like knocked out. I was in like the hospital.
By yourself?
By myself, yeah.
No helmet.
No helmet. Unfortunately. Yeah, and then by the grace of the Lord, there was a dude. He was a registered EMT, and he's working at the hotel that's like right next to that hill where I fell. So he was able to like instantly help me, like was with me the whole time when I was unconscious, and like walked me to the curb when I came back to. He had like fresh towels on my head because I was bleeding out of like every like hole in my face.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. So I had 3 different brain bleeds. There was 2 bleeds in the front and 1 in the back, and I was in the ICU for 4 days, hospital for 9 days, and then I made it out.
Hell yeah.
By the tips of my fingers.
By the grace of God.
Grace of God and tips of my fingers, but yeah, I mean, it definitely gave me a like step back to like look at like what life really
Bigger
is.
perspective.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit more appreciation of
everything.
each day that you get.
And like when people are like, oh, you shouldn't care what other people think, like just do what you love and like do it for yourself, you know what I mean? It's like that's like the biggest thing, like my biggest takeaway from that whole experience. It's like do whatever makes you happy. Like do what you want to do, and if you do it to like the greatest of your ability, people are going to catch on to it, and I think that's just what we're doing.
Yeah. We know why we're here today, correct? You guys are about to design just a whole piece, you know. We've got some blanks here from US Standard Apparel. Shout out Jacob. And we're just gonna, you know, like go over them, kind of brainstorm what type of design you guys are thinking of doing and what blanks. Let's look at these.
I kind of like the gray.
I really like the
I like
gray.
the dark gray.
The gray
I
looks
like
nice.
this hoodie
It's a little
too.
washed.
I like the heavy.
You guys haven't gone
14
into
ounce.
colors yet, have you?
We're gonna
Not
be
much.
No,
I think
yeah,
we gotta try out some colors on this design though.
You think?
For sure.
Yeah, I would love. I mean, with screen printing ourselves in the backyard, we've been kind of limited to just black or white.
Well, I
so-
mean, colors though, you know, like
Oh, you
in
mean
the
as
in
far
the
as
blanks,
garments?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
the
haven't used
garment.
any color
That would be
blanks
that'd be
either
cool
yet.
as well. Yeah, we've been sticking to black and kind of an off white.
Is that the palette that you want to go down? Like, do you
Um,
guys
I mean,
enjoy the earth
with the
tones,
first
or-
drop, we just wanted to keep it simple, you know, not try anything too crazy and then have it not work out, or just have some basic items that people can wear with anything. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Just 'cause it was our first drop, people don't really know about the brand, so we felt like it'd be better for those entry level products, you know.
All right, so have you guys like brainstormed a design? You know, like what are we thinking? What's coming to mind looking at these
I think-
blanks right here?
I think that we go with something based on his story
Yeah, we
because
always
we kind of
wanted to use something that kind of like tied that back to this. Like
You wanna tell the story.
100%
Yeah, and I've had this idea in mind for a while. Like I'll just have ideas from time to time. Like just a certain image will pop into my mind. I'm like, oh, like I want to kind of try that out as a graphic and like put typography over it. So I've had this idea of trying something with like a medical X-ray of a skull. I think that could really relate back to his experience with the brain injury. Try something with that. See if we could cook something up.
And what do we like in here out of these blanks?
I'm liking this hoodie.
I like the gray shirt, to be honest.
I think I'll do the black.
True black tee.
True black. Nothing beats a good classic black tee.
Yeah.
I agree. So let's get into it. Next step is designing the design,
Let's
putting
do
it to work.
There's a few like different resource centers, I guess you would say, online that I source a lot of photography and images from, and if I see
Okay.
something, I'll just like save it to my files. So I've got a few files saved already that I know would work that I want to use. I'm gonna go to filter, camera raw filter, crank up the
Black.
texture, crank up the cloud. Nope, don't crank that all the way up. Crank up the grain. And with a lot of designs, I like to kind of make it symmetrical. I think it just makes it look better for the eye. So I'm gonna
Double it.
Command J that. Put it like right there. I've got these lens flares that I've used for different things in the past, and what I'm thinking about trying out is seeing if I can add a threshold effect on here. You can get that kind of explosion effect.
That looks pretty good.
Threshold. I'm gonna do
It's like firework almost.
color overlay on that.
Hey, there's the red.
There we go.
Where's the white and blue?
That's crazy looking.
It's not quite what I want. Oh, you know what? I know what I need to do. I need to open the JPEG version.
Always gotta do the
Down.
JPEG
Of
version.
course. That looks sick. Wait, I like that.
It looks like you're going into
There we go.
space.
That's what I wanted.
Whoa.
Paste that, and I don't want the whole thing. I just want the stroke. So we're gonna add a stroke there. So make it red.
I wish you
Whoa,
could see
that's
it.
kinda
Roll.
tough.
So I want to put that in the back. Alright, that's pretty interesting. To me, it kind of represents like a spark of consciousness almost, if that makes sense. So it kind of gives me a vibe of.
Like that. Spark
A
of consciousness.
And I'm thinking we like
Text.
overlay almost like a line illustration looking thing of a brain over each of these skulls. Crank up the contrast on this brain. Hit it with that threshold again. Love the threshold.
You gotta love the texture.
Alright, we got a brain. We got a brain, boys.
We have a grain.
Oh shit! Oh, we're getting crazy now.
I don't even know if we have to add the crack texture on that.
Yeah, I think there's already a lot
There's a
going
lot
on.
going on.
And then I'm trying to think of like how we could incorporate some typography into this. Obviously, we got to put some typography in there, I feel like, and ideally the name of the brand. And this other idea that I've had for a while that I've been sitting on is you guys know like ransom notes and like
Like
cut
the
out like
cut out
magazine
magazine
letters,
shit.
newspaper letters and stuff. So I've been thinking about that
That's
for a
tough.
while. Like trying to
That
like
could be
do like
cool.
a ransom note style.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Cut out magazine letter damaged. So I want to try and incorporate that into this. All right. We got a bunch of letters to choose from.
Oh, you got an alphabet already?
Yup.
He's got 3 different ones.
Told you, man. I got my resources on point. All right, so we're gonna start off with the D over here, and I'm thinking we like do an arching damage, like a kind of
Just
a round.
like go with like the flow.
yeah,
of
to go with like the
line.
circular
Yeah.
shape that this lens flare is giving us.
100%.
And I want to make it look kind of like chaotic and gritty. Just 'cause
Yeah, I like how.
I feel like it kind of matches with the name Damaged. You know, like it should have kind of a gritty, raw aesthetic, and that's kind of the direction that a lot of our graphics have already gone in. Behind there, kind of like that.
That looks sick.
It does look cool.
To put that one in the back as well. All right, let's find us a G.
I don't think we do color though. It's kind of looking wacky.
Yeah, it's
We
looking
can-
a little.
We can
Interesting.
also.
Maybe we do
so
black
watch
and-
this. I'll do this real quick. I'll group them all together and do a gradient map over them, and we can make them all like a uniform color palette.
Like red.
I don't think it goes with it.
Yeah, we got.
Dude, none of them go with each other. That's the point.
I guess you're right.
None of them go with each other. They're all completely different. All right, we gotta select all of them.
That is the point.
Good with this where it
Yeah, I
is?
think
Yeah.
we're set.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the design set. Let's take a look.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Let's peep game.
This is game.
Okay. Damn. Yeah, y'all went crazy. So where's this going? This
That's a back.
is going to be the
Back
back
hit.
hit right
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
And then we got a
Think
front hit
band.
as well.
Simplify it a little bit. Do just the cutout,
Mm.
just the cutout magazine typography for the front.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of smaller hit on the front, and then big ol' hit on the back.
Yeah, like in your face hit on the.
Yeah, and add all of this in there, which ties back into
Dude, it
Jake's
just
experience.
references everything.
Yeah.
The whole design itself, with the ransom notes and everything, like that's imperfect and damaged in its own way.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
we wanted to keep like a pretty chaotic, gritty look, which I feel kind of ties into the name of the brand, Damaged, in which a lot of our graphics have gone with. So I feel like we've got definitely that chaotic look with all the
Oh yeah.
colors, all the crazy typography, and yeah, everything that we got going on in the center here as well.
Hell yeah. This is sick.
I did indeed have a traumatic experience where I fractured most of my skull and had 3 different brain bleeds, 2 in the front and actually 1 in the back of my brain. And we wanted to kind of tell that story in a design through our artwork, and throughout like a little brainstorming session, we came up to something that kind of like brain kind of like breaking, and there's like a whole splatter effect that kind of represents the bleeding in the brain. And then we also have the grittiness that our brand kind of represents with the different typographies and this like ransom note style of text that says Damage Collective over the design as well, which is something that I really enjoyed. It's also like chaotic, which all of our lives are chaotic. We're all really busy. We're all kind of moving from one thing to the next without knowing what is on the next page. So that kind of ties it all together.
All right. Design's done. Let's take it over to Junior at the DTG room and let's get these ran, man. Let's print these out. This is going to look sick.
Let's do it.
Excited.
All right. We're down in DTG with my boy Junior here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's get to it. First off, we got to get the measurements down. What are we thinking? Front graphic, damaged words. How big are we looking?
Let's get that roller down. I'm thinking maybe like around 8 inches. Yeah, we want something like a little bit smaller.
You want that?
Maybe like 10 actually. Maybe 10.
10. 10's pretty big.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah?
Definitely smaller than the back, but still noticeable for sure.
And then
Okay.
as far as the placement, do you want it like 3 inches down, 4 inches down?
4 inches, I would say.
4
Let's go like right here, like right on the chest.
Center chest, 4 inches.
Because 3 inches is going to be really right at the top. And as far as the back, what are we thinking? Max that
Again.
out?
Maxed out,
14
baby.
inches.
We want the biggest.
We want big on
The
back.
biggest.
That's-
Sheesh.
That's tough. I like
Amazing.
it on the gray.
Yeah, man, those colors really pop.
What kind of placement is this?
U.S. standard apparel.
U.S.
Yeah,
standard
yeah.
apparel.
Made right here in the U.S. Fucking tariffs.
All right, shirts printed,
Yes,
finished. Final thoughts. How do we think? How do we feel about the designs right here?
I like it.
Came out great, man.
Super sick.
Color really pops. We haven't done anything with a ton of color like this before, so it's cool to see.
That's the power of DTG. You can pump out color like that real quick. Dude, I mean, I think these came out sick. You guys crushed it on the design. The sizing looks good. U.S. standard apparel blanks, crushed it on the printing. I just think we crushed it, guys. These things are dope. Thank you, Damage Collective, for coming in today,
Thanks for having
and
us.
running this with us. I mean, you guys crushed it. I'm super excited, and I'm looking forward to see who we have on next. If you guys know a brand in the comments that you want to come run a blank to brand with us, let us know. Drop it in the comments. Stay tuned for the next one.
Appreciate you guys.